I'm going to go through game week 4 and our predictions and highlights on what could potentially happen. So first game of the weekend, the 12:30 kickoff, Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. What's your thoughts?
Well, because of Big Ange coming back to Nottingham Forest, the international breaks stirred up and made some crazy, with Daniel Levy leaving and then with obviously Nuno leaving as well, and then Big Ange returning. That's who we are, mate. And he always wins something in his second season. So he did say the third season was always better than the second. So it's an unofficial third season for him. Well, I'm expecting hopefully it's a new manager bounce, and I hope they hopefully do a number on Arsenal and Arteta's team, who with their injury still an issue, with Saka still not available. But yeah, for me, I think it'll be a 1-1. I'm hoping.
Yeah, no, I'm going to probably be a less Liverpool biased, unfortunately-ish. I think for me, I heard a statistic the other day. I think they haven't lost against Forest since the 80s. Arsenal do look good at home. I think they put in at least 3 goals a game at the Emirates as well. I'd be very surprised if they lost, and I think Ange hasn't even beaten Arteta in his time. I'd love for a Nottingham Forest win, but I think it's going to be comprehensive. I think we're going to go for 3-0 Arsenal. So the first game of 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday is Bournemouth against Brighton. What's your thoughts?
Well, Bournemouth had a great win against Spurs the last game week. So I'm still going to go with the Bournemouth win, even though Brighton can be a very attack-minded side and have got something good about them whenever they play away from home. So I think for me it's going to be a comfortable 2-0 win to Bournemouth.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think Bournemouth are looking incredibly well this season. That win against Spurs is probably helped the camp. I think obviously that they struggled against us but still did well, and then they lost, I believe, the following game. So I do believe it is going to be a Bournemouth win. I think if I'm going to go with a prediction of a scoreline, it's going to be something tight. I think it's probably going to be 2-1 to Bournemouth.
This is going to be a very exciting game for me. I think it's probably going to be the game I'll most probably watch. Both teams been getting results. Have had a little bit of an up and down start to the campaign, but I think Sunderland getting the win in the last game, I think is gonna galvanise them, and I think I don't see anything other than a Sunderland win, 2-0.
Fair enough. I think for me, Sunderland, I've mentioned this previous episode, I think Sunderland are probably a bit more stronger when they are at home, especially at the Stadium of Light. Crystal Palace keeping Gahey. I'd love him to do a Sol Campbell, stop putting in the own goals, make a statement, but I think he's much of a professional to sort of step up and still do what he had to do. I believe they had a very comprehensive win last game out as well. Gahey scored an absolute screamer as well, from what I remember, and he played really well in the England games as well. So I'm going to go for more of a comprehensive win to Palace. I think I'm going to go for a 2-0 to Crystal Palace. Everton versus Aston Villa. What's your thoughts?
Again, this is going to be another cracking game. I think Everton at home in the new Dickinson Stadium, I think they've got a lot to play for. I think under Moyes, who's, again, I think he's really turned that team and club around. So I don't see anything other than an Everton win. Even though Villa have got some great attacking flair, I just think with the changes they've had during the sort of transfer window and not having the players kind of ready and fighting on all fronts, I think it's going to be a little bit too much. And obviously with Jack Grealish back at his back against the team he played so amazing for, I think he probably will have the final say. So I will be going for a 2-1 Everton win with Grealish on the score.
Fair enough. I think I tend to agree. Moyes has done an absolutely incredible job when it comes to Everton, especially at the new ground, and some of the signings have been great. Villa fans, it's just not been clicking from what I understand. Not a single goal scored just yet. The signings look great, don't get me wrong. I'm quite happy to see Harvey Elliott at Villa. I think that's going to be a really good move for him. From a football perspective, though, giving him the number 9 is a bit strange. I don't know about that. But anyway, to that point, I think Sancho is obviously another good signing. This could be his last hurrah. He's been given multiple chances now. He's got another opportunity at another big club. It's going to take him a while to bend them in. Maybe Elliott comes in and does something well just for the Reds and just to upset the Blues, right? But I'm still going to tend to agree with you. I think it's going to be a 2-0 win to Everton. I just can't see where the goals are going to come from for Villa this season, but let's see. Fulham at home against Leeds. What's your thoughts?
Well, Fulham, obviously at their ground, is a very, very tough team to beat. But saying that, Leeds aren't they're not pushovers, so I do feel this will be a very exciting game for both sides. I think this game will definitely have goals in it. So I'm going for a 3-3 draw. I think they're one team, I think, won't have enough to get over the line. But for me, it's going to be a 3-3 draw.
I actually tend to agree. Like, I don't know as much as many goals as you're suggesting, but I do think there's a 1-1 draw written all over it. I think they'll both cancel each other out. I think Fulham are a good side. They've been doing some, been sort of slowly clicking as well. Same with Leeds as well. I just think like this kind of game's just got on that idea of where both clubs are just really going to be sort of very tactically heavily, just sort of making sure no one loses, and I think that'll just end up both teams going for the draw. So yeah, I'm going to tend to agree with you there and go for a 1-1 draw. Newcastle versus Wolves, what are you thinking?
Again, St James Park is going to be a great game, and yeah, with the new signings that they've got, I think the fan base and even the squad will be hopefully up for it. And with Wolves' current form, which hasn't been great, and I did tip them to go down this season, so I honestly don't see anything other than a 2-0 comfortable Newcastle win, and hopefully Vissa coming on in the second half and getting a goal.
And I do tend to agree. I think it's going to be a win to Newcastle. I can't see Wolves doing anything really. I was with you in agreement. I think Wolves are top contenders to potentially go down this season. They just haven't looked good. They haven't replaced well. Some of the players that Newcastle brought in, 2 new strikers, which could potentially have a opportunity to play this weekend. And then on top of that as well, Elanga's a great signing. Bruno's good. Tonali's good. They've got a very strong squad there. It'll be intriguing to see what they think about with obviously Champions League around the corner as well. Might they rest some players? But I think this is just guaranteed Newcastle win.
And then obviously the 5:30 kickoff is West Ham against Spurs. Lex, what are your thoughts on this game?
Oh, God, so is the magic of Potter going to strike? Yeah, he managed to sack Nuno, and I got that one right as well. I got my prediction for Nuno to get sacked. So, I'm going to still think Frank's going to have something about it. He knows what he's doing when it comes to London derbies, being obviously ex-Brentford as well. I just can't see where West Ham are going to do one over to Spurs. The atmosphere might work in their favour, but still, I think this has got a bounce-back game for Spurs written all over it. Obviously, losing to Bournemouth wasn't great for the Spurs fans, but I can definitely see it being a very tight and very sort of cagey game. Maybe a 1-0, maybe a 2-0, but I'm going to go for a Spurs win. What about you?
I think I'm going for a draw for sure. I think obviously the international break, some players have been away on international duty, so it could be one of those games where there's a lot to play for, and a lot of whether their risk and the reward factor is going to be there, because I don't see West Ham going all out, even though the fans will probably want that to happen, and then Spurs, I think, will sort of sit back and try to counter West Ham. So I'm just going for a 1-1 draw. Ideally, I would love an exciting London derby, but I think, yeah, with certain teams, it's they might just cancel each other out. So again, I think this will be a very exciting game, but it will be a boring 1-1. And then obviously we have Brentford versus Chelsea. Brentford at home. How do you see this one going?
Oh, Brentford fans. Tactically, this should be really interesting. I think the manager's come in and proven me wrong. I thought Brentford would be tipped to go down. The manager's come in and definitely given his tactical prowess when it comes to a game like this. But at the same time, Chelsea have got a lot of strength in depth. They've done really well without Palmer being involved. I think potentially this has got a lot of goals in it as well, though. Brentford are a very entertaining team. But I can see a 2-2 as a matter of fact. I feel like Chelsea might have a bit of a wobble. I think they're still probably, especially what's just happened in the news recently with the charges, is that going to be overlooming the club right now? So I'm going to go for a draw. I reckon Brentford will hold them. It's going to be at their ground as well. Not if the weather's anything like it is today, cold, gritty kind of game. So I'm going to go for a Brentford draw.
Yeah, I think Chelsea being hit with those charges, I think it might play on their head, and obviously with the Brentford fan base, they're going to definitely make them realise and not get away with those. And again, it's Brentford. It's never an easy place to go to. There are just a bus stop in Hounslow, but I think their fan base and I think the way they've been playing under the new manager has been exceptional. So I do actually agree with you. I think it's going to be a draw. I think it'll be a very entertaining game. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. And then obviously Super Sunday, we've got 2 cracking games, and obviously we start off with our beloved Liverpool away at Burnley. What are your thoughts?
It's a simple answer. It's a battering. I'm feeling super confident about, especially obviously Isak getting the opportunity to play. Burnley, as fans, as much as I know you think of yourself as a very strong defensive unit, I think we'll go guns blazing for this. I'm going to go straight out of the bat and go for 3-0. If we concede, I'll be very upset, considering we didn't let Arsenal score against us. In the last game. It's a comprehensive win, and it should be. There's all this talk about the England teams comprehensively beating certain certain countries. I agree in this scenario with Liverpool. We should be beating a team like Burnley very comfortably. I can see Ekitike doing very well in this game. I can see Szoboszlai having another great game. And then just to put the cherry on the top, why not late Isak substitution, gets his first goal. What about you?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think we're going to hammer them 3 or even 4-1. I do see us conceding a goal, maybe when we're like 3-0 up. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm so happy that we get to see Isak on the bench. It's a pinch me moment. I still can't believe he's going to be in the colour of the Reds. And I hope he does come on. But I do see this as a very, very comprehensive win. I think if we do what we should do and get our heads down and focus on the game and just attack like we know we can, I think Burnley will be easy work and light work. And I know they're a very strong defensive-minded team, but we have seen them get turned over very quickly, and I think they could be prone to letting in 4 or more goals per game. So my prediction is a 4-1 to Liverpool. And then at 4:30 is obviously the Manchester derby. Manchester City against Man United away at the Etihad. What are your thoughts on this game?
Oh, this is a tough one. From what I understand, Amrin's never lost to City, which is quite a crazy statistic considering of all statistics that goes in favour of United. But at the same time, another crazy statistic I saw is I think 25% of Man City's home losses have been against Man United under Pep, which is another crazy statistic. So they're always a bogey team. The international break might have done them some favours for both clubs. But then at the same time, I can't see Man City. Is it going to be a record? I think if they lose 3 out of their first 4 games, they haven't done that since got a stupid amount of time. So I can't see that happening. I think Pep's going to go in and with a lot of authority for a game like this. I don't think it'll be a goal fest. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win, and considering Haaland scored 5 in the game recently, I think it's got 1-0 Haaland written all over it. What about you?
Well, for me, I think with City having some of the injury concerns, Shirky's out and Marmoush got injured. So for me, it just feels like it's sort of levelled up and the balance is there. And United, again, they always seem to get it up for these big games. And again, like you said, they are United's bogey team and Pep's bogey team. So I do see it not going all Man City's way. I do feel it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be a tight game. So, yeah, it won't be a free-scoring game. And I do think it's going to be a 1-1 draw with City leading and then obviously conceding a goal right at the end. So it'll be a great result for Liverpool if that happens, and hopefully may the Pep struggle continue.
Agreed.